Hello everyone, I'm back with another video. So today I wanted to talk about, I guess, inner child. Um, I know I talked about this on my last video about inner child, uh, I guess maybe healing. I know we all have an inner child, right? We have what we remember on how we saw our life, growing up in the eyes of the younger version of ourselves, whether that was good story, bad stories, a little mixture of both. So, how our younger self saw our life, or maybe some of the more traumatic experience, kind of has a role on how we see things today. So it does play a part. And what I would like to talk about today is how can we see that? How can we be aware of that? And how can we maybe change it, heal it, or just maybe address it um, today. So, some of the things that I remember and I've learned um, going back on things that I remember as a kid that were kind of like, that made big impressions and I guess made me who I am today. Some of them are good, some of them are not. But as I went through this journey of, self-healing, a lot of it I realized stemmed back from my childhood. So now I make it a practice where when I am going through something, um, I always keep my inner child in mind because she's still there. She still gets wounded. So if someone says something kind of mean, my I always say like that hurt my inner child, like, because she's still sensitive. She's still innocent. And so sometimes when we come from a place of, I guess, anger, or we have our walls up, we're trying to protect that inner child of ours. That's how I see it. And so it's in the protection, people can say, oh, that's your ego, right? And our ego is our survival kind of programming. And I'll do another video about ego too, because ego is really important. But today I want to focus on inner child. So, who we are today is basically protecting our inner child, what we went through as a kid and how we saw it through our eyes, our lenses, our perspective, right? So something that I could have experienced, and I thought that was very, hurtful or unforgettable. Someone else could have seen like, oh, that's just kind of just something that I shrug off, So everybody is impacted with different memories in a different way because everybody is their own person. So today, now that we're adults, we don't realize why we are or what we're protecting, who we're protecting, um, and why we react in certain ways. So if you can maybe practice or be aware of, you know, your inner child, like on what they experience when they were younger, and that can kind of tell you why you are who you are today. So if you don't like certain aspect of yourself, or you don't understand why you are certain ways, maybe go back to a memory that could have maybe triggered, that response. And then you just kind of kept that going on as an adult. Um, if you can do that, I mean, trust me, there's more than one occasion where our inner child was wounded, and then we carry those wounds into adulthood, and we're still running on those protection. Um, but we're looking for the people to I guess talk to our inner child in a loving way or heal them in a way that will make them better. But sometimes this is a self journey, something that you have to do on your own and go back and talk to your inner child and tell them, like, hey, I know you were hurt during this situation, or during this time you felt unseen or you felt unloved, but it's not true. You are seen, you are special, you are loved. And you can tell them, I am going, you have nothing to worry about anymore. I'm going to protect you. You have to be that nurturing, kind of like, and this is even for guys too, but I was going to say like motherly, but guys can be nurturing to themselves. You don't have to be a woman to be nurturing. You can be, forgiving, graceful, patient, things that we think that only women can do. Man, you can do this to yourself as well. Love is love. So just be more kinder and loving to yourself during, when you're talking to your inner child or addressing those wounds that maybe you develop as a kid and you're still dealing with them now as an adult. So that's just kind of something that I wanted to discuss today. I know it's kind of hard to comprehend, and you're probably thinking, like, what is she talking about? But I promise, when you heal a wound that you got when you were a child, and you heal that as an adult, it no longer has an impact on you in your life as an adult and going forward. I've done so many inner child wound healing, addressed them, acknowledged them, reframed them, and told myself, like, we're okay, we're safe, and we're strong, and we know better. We're wiser, we're more mature, we have more life experience. We're not going to get wounded the same way we did when we were kids, when we didn't know no better. And those who hurt us, that we got those wounds from, forgive them, because maybe they didn't know any better at the time either. And now that we're older, and we run into, people that are like some of the people that, wounded us as kids, because we keep reliving it. So we're bringing those same like people, back into our lives. Now we can be more aware and not, we can put boundaries up and choose not to have those people in our life. And we now can use discernment and say, hey, am I recreating the same, experience as I did as a kid? And now that I know better, and now that, my inner child has a voice, I can now stand up for myself and say, no, I choose not to, go through this again or experience this anymore. We're wiser, we know better, and we can move on. And you will now no longer allow those circumstances to occur again in your life. So just be mindful of that is all I wanted to share as far as inner child. I hope I did justice to explain that, because and also there is a lot. I mean, I have so much, I guess, information on it, but I just don't know how to bring it, all into one short little video. I hope that this will help what I did, or at least got the ball rolling on what is the inner child and why it's important to acknowledge it, and how it can impact your life today, and how it could improve your life as well once you acknowledge it. But there is a lot of videos on YouTube that you can research. I also did meditation, inner child healing meditation. And maybe, hopefully you can look into that and do your own. But I promise you will feel so much weight lifted off of you. And just this is one of those, again, practice that allows you to live a more meaningful, purposeful, happy life. So just wanted to share that with you today, and hopefully that helps you or someone that you know. And let me know if this helps or makes sense, and I'll be back with another video. Thank you for watching.